We are now talking to former NFL safety, founder of Sneakerhead University, Antoine Harris. What's going on, Mr. Harris?
How you guys doing? First of all, I'd like to apologize.
Just kidding.
Blame it on my head, not my heart. I meant to do that. I have way more inventory now, so it may have it might have been a good thing because now you have more to choose from.
Well, you know something? We really appreciate you even joining us with your busy schedule. As you saw Eric Coleman yesterday at MSG, flexing and doing the things that he always does. But how are you doing? How is your company doing right now since the last time we talked?
I'm doing okay. Life has been moving along. I'm full-time dadding, and that's been really good for me. Unfortunately, I lost my mom since the last time I talked to you guys. So
sorry to hear that.
Sorry for your loss, man.
I appreciate it, and my aunt, her sister, which has been kind of tough. But other than that, I've been blessed to have everybody healthy, everybody safe. My dad's doing well, and the sneakers are still coming in and out.
Well, that's always good. You're making money, and that's the most important thing when you got to support a family now. So there you go.
For sure.
As everybody knows, we are talking to former NFL safety and founder of Sneakerhead University, Antoine Harris. Now, let's get down to football, my friend.
Okay.
I am looking at this Rams team. They're getting better and better this offseason. They win the Super Bowl last year. They lose Von Miller to $120 million, overpaid by Buffalo. Makes no sense. I know he's a great player. Don't judge the player getting his money. But
okay, there you go.
Yeah,
as long as you said that.
Yes. But Bobby Wagner signs with them for $50 million. He's one of the best linebackers still in all of the NFL. Allen Robinson goes over there, takes I think a lesser contract to go over there and try to win a Super Bowl. And now we're hearing the Honey Bachelor, is heading over there as well. He is batching his way over there to L.A. What are your thoughts to this Rams team going into next season?
They're trying to come back. They're trying to do it again. And why wouldn't they? Losing a guy like Von Miller, it's a tough loss for them. But at the same time, when you pick up somebody like Bobby Wagner, that's another good defensive guy that comes in. He's a leader. He knows how to win. He's won before. I think they're trying to compete again. They're trying to go back to back. It's tough, but they're trying to run it back again, and I'm not mad at it. I respect it, and I respect Von Miller for going out and getting his money because I'm always an advocate of guys getting their money while they can. Before some bad injury happens, because it's not about if you're going to get hurt, it's more so when you're going to get hurt. So I'm all for Von getting his money.
Yeah, the last time we had you on the show, Antoine, you and Errol were bantering about that when it came to Jamal Adams.
Oh yeah.
That was right at the time when those rumors were swirling. So yeah, my question is, from a team perspective, have you ever seen anything like that extreme difference the way the Rams have been doing, trading away all those draft picks? You saw Les Snead at the parade having the shirt that says asterisk with a F-bomb them picks. Is this going to become a new trend, or is it just an LA thing?
The funny thing is Les Snead was in the front office when I was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of understand his mentality, and I know what he's trying to do, and he knows how to go out and get guys who know how to play football. And it's not all about the big draft picks and we're trying to get the guys who are most hyped up, because that's really what draft picks are about. It's about the hype. You really haven't proven anything until you've gone out there and played some games. And so Les knows what he's doing. So I wouldn't doubt anything that he's chosen to do. And I'm excited to see how they turn out this year, because they had a good team last year. They kind of came out there and showed out under the lights, and that's what LA is about.
Antoine, you look at Derek Carr. A lot of people thought that he wasn't going to be paid as a number one quarterback, as an elite quarterback in this league. Then yesterday we hear a rumor that he is going to get an extension worth about $120 million, most of it guaranteed money. Has Las Vegas finally figured out that they have a franchise quarterback now that they landed Davante Adams, his best friend, and now what we've seen all around over the last 2 years at him at the quarterback helm?
At the quarterback position, it's really tough. It's really tough, especially nowadays. It's not like, back when I played or before I played, really, where you have quarterbacks who come in and they're with the franchise for the long haul. Nowadays, it's about what have you done for me lately. But, I think he put up good enough numbers to deserve a contract like that. Guys are getting paid right now. And so he's gonna have to continue to show improve year after year after year. I don't know about him staying there for the long haul because that Vegas is about what's hot. And so if they can get something more hot at a certain time, then I don't see why they wouldn't. Nowadays 100 million isn't what it used to be.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of quarterbacks, one that you played with as a young player just got traded as well, and Matt Ryan, he got traded to the Colts this offseason, ending an era in Atlanta. So you got to know him a little bit when he was a young player. So what is your best memory of Matt Ryan as a teammate?
First, I'd like to say I shed a tear or two when Matt left Atlanta because he was one of the last ones that was around from when I played. And so I feel like it literally is the end of an era right now. Um, Man, Matt has always been a stand-up guy. I mean, even years after I stopped playing, I would go to Falcons games. I would get invited to events and whatnot, and I would end up, somewhere on the sideline, and he would, connect eyes with me and just be like, "Antoine, what's up?" And he's so genuine, and he's such a good guy. And you want to see Matt do well. It was tough seeing him struggle in Atlanta for a few years, but it was good when he got to the Super Bowl, no matter how bad that kind of turned out. But yeah, Matt, man, I think one of my funniest memories was in practice when uh, I would play scout team from time to time, and I kind of had an idea of what they were running in practice, and there would be times where I could be a bit of a pest, and since I would know the route, I would try to go, run and pick it off, and Matt would get a little pissed at me from time to time, but he understood what I was trying to do, and it made him work. And when he went out there and did well in the game, I felt like it was because of me.
We are talking to former NFL safety and founder of Sneakerhead University, Antoine Harris. Antoine, the safety position has really grown. We've seen when you were playing with some of the great safeties of your era, and now the safeties now, Derwin James, Jamal Adams, obviously the Honey Bachelor, all the different safeties that we've seen, the dominance of this position, and has become a very important position. And now these guys are asking for big money. What are your thoughts to the transition of the DB position from the cornerback position as the elite part of the secondary defense to really now the safety?
Well, you know where I stand as far as guys going out there and getting their money, but as far as the position alone, I mean, I think before it was more so about guys being able to hit and disrupt and do things like that, and now these guys are smart. I mean, you have safeties that can legit sometimes go out there and play corner. You don't have to have so many DBs on the roster because you have safeties now that can come down and cover. And when you got guys like Derwin James and those big, huge safeties like that, I mean, they can play anywhere on the field. They can send them off the edge, they can send them back to the middle of the field, they can put them down in the box. And when you see those big presences out there, it kind of, as an offensive guy, it makes you think about what you really want to do because these guys are so long, tall, fast. It's pretty incredible to watch them play now.
So one of our fans actually has a very good question. Carl asks, I have a former student who declared but might go undrafted, has a lot of talent but undersized. You went undrafted and still made it. What advice would you give for a player that won't get drafted this year?
Honestly, I can be as real as possible. Is the more you can do, the better, and be very coachable. Don't go into a situation feeling entitled. Don't go into a situation feeling like I should be playing a certain position. I honestly came into the league as an athlete. I didn't start playing DB until my junior year in college, until when Bobby Petrino came to Louisville, and that made me realize that I can't just be stuck on offense. If defense comes up and I want to play and I want to be make an impact on the field, I have to be flexible. And as an undrafted guy, special teams, special teams, special teams. If you're not a first round draft pick, you better get your butt on punt cover, punt return, kickoff cover, kickoff return. Get on every single special team you can and work as hard as you can in practice because you're not going to have very many opportunities. Or you may get in a situation where you have so many opportunities, you'll be overly tired. But special teams coach, make him your best friend. Go as hard as you can because you never know what play will be your last.
Antoine, when you look at the quarterback position, Tom Brady retires, he comes back. Aaron Rodgers, he was the best quarterback throughout the league last year, and really because of the snow and everybody throwing him under the bus, he loses an important game where everybody thought the Green Bay Packers were the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Are you surprised now when you look at the young quarterbacks in this league, the Joe Burrows of the world, the Herberts of the world? Do you see that the new transition of quarterbacks are really taking over from what we've seen in the past?
Yeah, 100%. And it's not just the quarterback position. You have to think. You have kids that are 5 and 6 years old training right now. Like there's kids they don't have school tomorrow here in Florida. There's gonna be kids outside that are training on being a quarterback, that are going out there doing footwork to be a receiver, doing footwork to be a DB at 5, 6 years old. So I think that nowadays there's pretty much nothing off limits because these guys are getting bigger, faster, smarter. They're understanding the game more. With film study and with social media, you can go on social media, follow a hashtag, and figure out what cover two is. You can figure out where to throw it, where your open spots are, where it's not. And it's just there's so much more access. So I'm not surprised by these guys like Joe Burrow. The poise he had in college, it didn't surprise me at all how well he played in the NFL.
Are you surprised that Tom Brady came back?
No, I'm surprised that he actually declared that he would retire when he did. I'm surprised because Tom Brady's a competitor. What's he going to compete in after he leaves this game at this level? He'll have other investments and things like that he works on, but where's he going to get this competitive, where is he going to get this fire from? Where? And so for him to make that decision so early, I kind of knew he was coming back. I'm not surprised at all.
So we were talking about trying to make a name for yourself as a undrafted player, late round picks. Something that's helped out recently with that is other football leagues coming in. We see the USFL now starting, the XFL, and we've other leagues that have been the last 3 years. So what are your thoughts on that kind of thing coming into fruition and trying to grow the game?
Honestly, I think it's a good thing. I think it gives guys a chance to play. And again, back to social media, I think it gives guys a chance to get exposure because, nowadays, if you make some kind of highlight, whether it's the smallest league or the biggest league, you'll be on one of those highlight reels on social media, on the Explore page or whatever. And next thing you know, you got 200,000 views. And now you're not a household name, but you're trending. And that's kind of what it's about nowadays.